RAG is a system built to enhance the text generation capabilities of an LLM. Now, why do you have to enhance the text generation capabilities of an LLM? Let's say a company like Toyota wants to adapt an LLM. Now, after it adapts an LLM, a user goes to this LLM and asks, okay, give me insights on last quarter's data. Because the LLM doesn't have the information on the last quarter's data, it will provide non-factual insights. And these non-factual insights are called hallucinations. RAG is a system that is adapted across the AI industry to reduce these hallucinations. Now, how do we do it? It's very simple. So basically, if the user doesn't want LLM to generate bad data, what the user has to do is he has to supply the LLM with the last quarter's information. So with the prompt, if the user simply supplies the last quarter information, the LLM will be able to generate a better output. Now, this is all RAG is. RAG is a system that is used to generate better responses from an LLM. So how do we do it? It's pretty simple. So what do you do is, instead of the user directly querying an LLM, we will build a system in between. The system can be a web application or an API endpoint. Web application. So when instead of the user directly going and asking the LLM using a prompt, the user will give the API a prompt. The API will go to a data store. This data store can be anything. It can be a database, it can be a vector database, or it can be a simple file system. Okay, retrieves information that is appropriate to the prompt. Okay, appropriate to the prompt, and then augments this retrieved information to the prompt. So when it queries the LLM, it's not just the prompt, but it's the prompt plus the retrieved info. Now, combining both of this, the LLM will generate better results. In simplicity, this is all RAGs. If you look at it, this is called basic RAG. And there are many flavors of RAG, from multi-RAG system to an agentic RAG system. But all of them depend on one very fundamental point, where the retrieved information, the information that you retrieve from the data store, should be appropriate to the prompt the user is giving, to the question the user is giving. If this information is not appropriate, then LLM will start to hallucinate again. So there's a lot of stress that's put on adding information into the database and retrieving the right information. So these days, it's mostly a vector DB that's associated with giving data to this web application. Now, how DB a regular data? Now, a vector DB is fundamentally very different from a database. Now, what do is you insert text and retrieve text from a database. However, with respect to vector database, it's not the text that you insert. You insert something called an embedding. Now, what's an embedding? An embedding is a numerical representation of text. Or if I have to define it well, it's numerical representation of text in a vector space. So let's say you insert 3 data points into a vector database, 3 embeddings. 1, a cat, 2, dog, 3, a car. Okay. Now in this vector space, a cat and dog or semantically very near. However, a car is very far from these two data points. So this is a very big topic on vector database which we can discuss later. But all in all, this is what basic RAG is. It's all about retrieving information from a data store, augmenting it to the prompt, and helping LLM generate better results.